stipulated deadline of 9th of the preceding month, resulting to some penalties. For instance, in August 2025, an NSSF deduction was filed on 10th September 2025 and paid on 14th October. So while in September 2025, deductions were filed on 9th October and paid later on 14th October. Another one is a water deposit of 2,500 was paid in Q1 but expensed under utilities instead of being recognized as a receivable. As the Sacco transitions from cash-based accounting to accrual accounting, it is critical to align expenses to the period they relate to, ensuring accurate reflection of profitability and cash positions for preceding financial year. For example, water bill paid in Q1 2026, which that relate to 2025, should be recorded as 2025 expenses. So to address this issue, it is recommended that all support staff statutory deductions are filed in relevant month to avoid penalties, and then POP deductions are filed and paid on time. Furthermore, office rent and utility expenses should be reconciled to reflect actual amounts. Deposits clarified and all expenses properly aligned with accrual accounting principles. We also implement these measures. Implementing these measures will enhance transparency, accountability, and overall financial control within the Sacco. Recommendations. The management strongly advises to strictly observe on the set deadlines for filing and submission of the statutory deductions. We also advise them to do that not on the exact deadline, which can expose us to unnecessary risks, which can be occasioned by system downtimes on the statutory portals and bank delays on processing the payments. The next one is the review of PPE, which is the property, plant and equipment for 2025. That table represents the asset movement schedule for our assets in the office. So the Sacco held a PPE of 0.4 million before depreciation for the year. So upon review of the asset movement schedule, discrepancies were noted between asset records in the books and some supporting purchase documentations. So for example, under computers, 2050 was misallocated, similarly to furniture and fixtures, where 12,000 was supposed to be reversed as it was cost of curtains and curtain rolls. So these two items have been identified during the F1, but they will be resolved in the coming future. It was further noted that no depreciation expenses were charged in the books for the year, making it difficult for the Sacco to determine the Sacco profitability with certainty. We also did a physical verification confirming that all assets were present in the office. However, assets were not tagged according to the GAAP. These observations highlight the need for improved asset management controls, accurate recording of acquisition, proper depreciation accounting, and adherence to the GAAP, which is the compliance of asset tagging practices to ensure accurate financial reporting. So on to the recommendation on the PPE. So the C recommended to the MC to ensure all bookings under PPE are supported by tangible purchase receipts, such as e-teams or other financial official documentation. Additionally, the MC should ensure that monthly depreciation charges are accurately calculated and posted to the books This will reflect the true cost and value of the Sacco's assets. We further requested the MC to implement all the recommendations made by the Supervisory Committee without delay. All assets should be properly tagged and asset register maintained in a soft copy, readily available at all times for verifications and audit purposes. So in conclusion, the Sacco continues to grow. However, weaknesses were noted, some of them in governance, financial controls, reconciliations, and bulk variances, financial reporting, and safeguard the members' funds.
I want to second so that we can deliver. And you also need to understand that we are really running out of time. Those who are going far may find it difficult to leave a Doret. So I have someone to propose. Cage has proposed. Someone to second the report. Malava Vincent. Any clarification question from the members on the report? Yes.
My question goes about the system. According to the supervisory report, the system niches. Can we find a robust system which we don't have to go through another?
Yeah. Your name is? Justus, na? Jesoni. There's another Jason there, but it's Makoha. The other one is Makoha. Oh, Jesoni. Oh, okay. So Justus, let me clarify something here. And this was clarified and some of the issues that have been raised here were already clarified to the supervisory. And one is what is been raised by Justus on the issue of system. You know, the way you download a report from the system, isn't it? So when you are converting it to Excel, it was picking a figure like a date. So when you are converting that figure to a number, it changes to something else. So that was the issue. It was not about, of course we should have accurate reports from our CFT system. What is, if you look at it live, the report is okay, but if you download it to Excel, it gives you a wrong figure. So this, when they gave us this report, we went through the report and we identified what was the issue, and we are in communication with the developer to ensure that when someone is downloading a report, for example, because to PDF is okay, but when you are downloading to Excel is where it has those problems. And of course, we have explored more robust systems, but they are very expensive. Serious systems that can give us very good reports and, you know, but they are very expensive systems. So we are also exploring that possibility, but we do not want to dive into it now. At the right moment, I think we can make a decision on that. Any other question? Yes, online. Someone online? Get one from online, then.
Valentine. Valentine.
Hello, good afternoon again. I was just going through the report, and it clearly shows that there's a definition of the work of the supervision and work of the management, and to just put it in simple terms, it seems like the supervisory committee is in charge of supervising and protecting the members' interest, right? So, there are minutes that were shared in the group about the management working with the other side of the ASA. And in the resolution part, we saw that there are things that have been passed that do not, that are not in line with members' interest. So my question to the supervisory committee is this: why was this resolution passed? Yet they do not represent what members want. Those resolutions were about 4 resolutions that the minutes said that was passed, and from the minutes, it clearly shows that no member of the supervisory committee refuted any of those demands. Instead, it's like everyone in that supervisory committee agreed to the demands. Yet their work is to protect the Sacco from within and from outside forces. So that is the question. It needs clarification.
So let me respond to that. So let me respond to that. So the meeting was between the supervisory committee, the management of ASA, and the management of the Sacco. So it is not that it was the supervisory committee meeting with the management of Sacco. So all of the board was there. So the whatever you saw as resolutions was what was discussed and was what was agreed between the board and the whoever was there and the management of the management of ASA who were there. So there were reservations on the same. There were reservations which were made by the chairman and Cliff, and they were put on record for further discussions. Thank you.
I think I have asked about what the supervisory committee did. We're not talking about the management committee. I want to know what was the argument of the supervisory committee, because these are the people who we trust you to make sure that you can say no when it's about to say no, or does it have to be ulipuliwa inarushwa kwa group inalipuliwa because the supervisory maybe failed to do what they needed to do? So it's not, my question is not about what the management committee, like the executive committee did, but my question is to the supervisory committee.
So, Valentine, whatever you saw in those responses from that particular, those minutes, those were the exact resolutions that were made by the supervisory committee and the management committee. It was not like the supervisory committee was recommending this and the management was recommending this. So those were the resolutions that were made from that particular meeting. So I cannot say like it was like a one. And if you want to see like what everyone was saying, it is stipulated very well by the secretary. What I said, what Eric said, what Olive said, it is in the minutes. So I don't know whether I've responded.
So let me also respond on this as secretary of the supervisory committee. Hello, tuko pamoja? Okay. So the main responsibility of the supervisory committee in most of cases is the oversight, the performance, and also the what that is happening in the Sacco. So during the meeting, our responsibility mainly is to also give recommendation. The decision organ and the people who implement is the MC in the Sacco. So actually, what we do is what we also see at the implementation in the MC, that is the management committee. So the discussion that were made, we gave recommendations, and the management committee is the one to implement the recommendations, and also to see how, if it aligns itself with our bylaws, or it doesn't apply with the bylaws. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jonah, for the report. But I'm confused a little. Apart from management committee, that is the MC. Supervisory committee, CS. Na cooperative officer, Madam Esther. Kuna another body running the Sacco? Thank you. Mr. Jonas just mentioned that there was a meeting between the MC, the CS, and the mother company. From where? Kwa sababu, that is now where the Kisumukuti inatokea. We have the management committee, supervisory committee, and our cooperative officer. Those are the personnel which will be running the Sacco. And the members are the engine behind them. So where the meeting was held, and the mother company came in as the third party. I don't know how they came in and what were they doing in that meeting, and those recommendations were put there and read for us today. So I don't know how it is going on, and just like Valentine has just said, kama kazi ya supervisory committee ni kama imelegezwa kidogo, imepeanwa kwa third party, and now the third party has now grown nails, and they are now scratching the management committee ruthlessly without any protection whatsoever. Now members are the ones suffering down here. Let the supervisory committee do their work. If they are the one, if they are the watchdogs, anything which goes beyond them should reach the cooperative officer and back to members. You send a third party. That is where we draw the lines. But if we include the third party, that is the mother company, then now we are no longer Sacco. We are now subsidiary of the mother company, which will be now be micromanaged, and they will come in and do whatever they want. Let the management committee run the Sacco, CS committee do their work, na cooperative officer wafanye kazi yao. Any other third party, this is ndio tumeruhusiwa kukuja hapo.
Let me say something from what he has said before I give to the chairman. You know, the management committee, they are actually doing their work nicely. We actually also commend them on what they are doing. So even that is why our responsibility is to give them responsibility, and then we check. So the discussion that was made, even they're not been adopted anywhere. So we cannot actually say point anything because nothing has been adopted. So as supervisory committee, what the management committee are doing, let me also report to the members they are doing the good work. If there is anything, it will be maybe later communicated to the members if there is any challenge. But so far so good, we are doing well. Thank you. Why the delay? So, and that is also one of our responsibilities. When it is delayed, we are also asking the management, and they are giving us the responses. So, that is why I had said earlier, and I indicated very well that the discussion that were made, even is still ongoing discussion, but the finality is the Sacco bylaws will supersede any other discussion. Sawa. Thank you.
Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Ezra. And Koech and the team, I think you are trying to run from the reality, right? My questions to you, Koech and the team, Jonah, you are in this capacity in whose authority? Members. So your work is to represent who? Members. Now, before that, the issue that we are talking about is the issue of ASA, as a mother company, isn't it? Into the affairs of Kenasa, another entity, isn't it? So first we need to know what is the interest of ASA in Kenasa. And you as the watchdog, what is your opinion on that, right? Because there must be an interest for ASA to push for something, isn't it? And we need to know because we are all green, isn't it? We need to know, we need to understand. Ni nini inataka kwa Sacco, sindio? Ni nini hiyo? There must be something. If they tell us we need patron, sindio? To do what? Sindio? Patron, to do what? And if we need patron, it is we, the members, should propose that, isn't it? Number two, if they say they don't want non-ASA, what is wrong with them? Have we complained? No. So those are some of the issues that you are supposed to tackle the management while in that meeting, isn't it? Because we are totally different. We are not in ASA, by the way. We are in Kenasa. So it should be clear. So I know members here have so many issues in their mind, isn't it? And unless we are told what is it, we will ask this question and we will not allow that. You see, as a supervisory committee, vile mumesema tu ni watchdog, sindio? You are watching the management, sindio? Sindio? Kidogo nimalize, sindio? Because I know time imeenda, sindio? But me myself, kuna maswali mingi ningependa kujua. Ni sawa? If for example, ASA ikipeana demand kusema kuna certain position level, sindio? Unafaa uko umefika ndio ukue kwa management ya Kenasa, na Kenasa si yao. Sisi tumesema, sindio? Sisi wenyewe hatujapitisha kuwa lazima ufike kiwango fulani ndio ukue kwa management ya Kenasa. So ni nini wako nayo yenye hatujui sisi, na Sacco ni yetu, sindio? So the supervisory team, you are so silent. It's like now ASA imekuja kwa kalia. Na by the way mlikaliwa, si uongo. So I think ikiendelea hivi tutapropose hivi, in my own opinion. Tutahitaji sasa non-ASA kwa MC. Sindio? So that nikisema no, sisemi no without fear, sindio? Ikiendelea hivi, that is where we are going. Sini sawa? Otherwise you are not answering our questions.
And to add on that, I have a concern or a question. Maybe you can tell me if it is possible. I think all this discussion in a result from our mother company holding the funds. Is it possible that if I'm earning 30,000, I receive the 30,000 in my account, they can ask to find a way that I can, before I take a loan, I say I don't know, inaitwa MOU, inaitwa nini, enye, yeah, standing order, bank ikate pesa ya Kenasa before ni withdraw. Yani tusiusikane popote na mother company. Nilipo pesa yangu, bank ikate nyenyi mnataka, alafu mimi ni withdraw.
Good evening all. Mimi ni Jonathan. Na I want to echo what my colleagues has just said. And my side, my first question is, who is supposed to convene any meeting that you, the SC and the MC and the corporate attend? Is it the chair or somebody else from anywhere that just come in and call you for a meeting and you run away to sit down and have the meeting? Because if for instance in our policy or bylaw says the chair is the one to convene meeting and there are some agendas. Now we follow the authority given us by the bylaws. So in that meeting that you attended and make those other unfriendly resolutions, who initiated and were we supposed to be informed before you agreed and say now the SC is saying the MC should to adopt? You see, you are trying to say you are good enough to accept everything and let the MC decide.
Yes.
That is now to be a very irresponsible leaders. You need to be responsible enough to say no when it is supposed to be said no. And even not even let the MC find it. Just finish it in your table. Let nobody else bear the consequences of your the failure to make your personal decision. So accept that you made the wrong decisions and find a way of coming out of the same and stand for us. And if you feel like it is hard to stay there, there are strong men and women who can do the work. Thank you. That was my submission.
So I don't know if there is any other, or I can answer those ones first. Let me respond to what we have gotten. And I've seen also a mix of questions where the management also will respond to some, especially even that one for standing orders. That one is dealt with the management committee, where they will see how they will do the loan recovery in case of any challenges. So also when I come to the issue, you know, Ezra is asking question and answering at the same time. So he has actually asked some question, given recommendation, and I don't know if there is anything to respond, but he has given us a very big task in terms of, he has said that we are trying to run away from the responsibility. And at the same time, he has given recommendation that maybe the people outside can be in the board of supervisory, which it is this also the discretion of the members, because you are the people to 14 the people. Sindio? Yes. So, and I want to say that whatever has been discussed, I think even in the group we cannot read the comments of every mind of every people. Even you have seen the discussion has been so huge. Even when we start now to discuss, hatutafika mwisho. Sindio? But no. Haya. Mumesikia vizuri? Nampea.
Patia chairman yaendelee sasa, because you are not responding.
Okay, let me give to the chairman to continue.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Koech, one thing we have to agree in the supervisory committee, two things are happening. It's either you are under siege or there is a mall. And both are bad. So, could we, chairman, hear this from, because the supervisory committee has a chair. Could you hear from the chair if she's online? Because we have a lot of questions to hear from her. We need a response.
So I'm getting a response from the secretary that she's not in the meeting, whether physically or online.
Then, Mr. Chair, that qualifies us to pass a vote of no confidence to the whole supervisory committee.
So we have two concerns from online team. So Olive, just give them, then I will give it response.
So let me start with Joseph. Joseph Ayoma.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Madam Secretary and the Chairman. I have been listening keenly on how the supervisory is being roasted on the. To me, I think this is an matter as at the moment, but we were to discuss the report which I think they have given. As you can see from the budget variance analysis, the first paragraph talks about the actual budget versus the actual versus budget variance analysis revealed that several expenses item exceeded the approved ceiling. Now, my question to the supervisory would be, what does the policy say about this when the board or the committees realize that the expenses are going to exceed? Is it not possible to have an SOP on how such kind of occurrences could be actually dealt with? Because having an expense on a sitting allowance which was not even passed in the previous AGM amounting to almost $500,000, it's a very huge one, apart from just even the other expenses which were not budgeted for. What is the process of having this budget? Is there any standard operating procedure? John and Koye, Chief, maybe you can just report on this, respond to this. How is this being conducted? And when such kind of things happen, what goes to the near future? Because this is where now I think the violation of the policies and maybe the processes might cause the Sacco.
Joseph, let's get all the questions from the online team and then they respond one by one. Chege, unmute yourself.
Hello once more. So my question goes back to the supervisory committee, the person who presented these findings. My concern is about somewhere there was a mention of 2024, an issue that was identified in 2024, which in my own opinion is it was meant to harm the Sacco's welfare. Right now we are supposed to be barring our Sacco. So my question to the supervisory committee, what is this that you identified back in 2024? You have not brought it to the members' attention, and what are your intentions for holding such vital information that would kill the Sacco? Secondly, back to the minutes, somebody, and let me quote the name, I believe the supervisory committee chair, she expressed openly that she is not comfortable leaving the Sacco in the safe hands at the moment. What safe hands are we talking about? What is this eating us? Thank you.
Chege, before you go, the supervisory committee are asking you to clarify on the 2024 issue you mentioned. Be more specific.
Yes. We can go back to the minutes. If you allow me to scroll back into these minutes. There was an issue that was raised in the minutes that were shared. That there was something that was raised back in 2024, allow me, but was not given the full attention that was supposed to be given. I'm trying to skim through the minutes.
Are you sure that they're in the minutes, all of the ones who were shared online?
The minutes that were shared online.
So,
okay, as we wait on that, let me have Pius Masharia, unmute yourself. Pius Masharia.
Hello, good afternoon. Yes, Olive. Secretary, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Proceed.
Yes, thank you for this opportunity. I think the question that I had, it's the one that has been asked by Chege, that the committee, the SC, the chairperson, I think it's quoted in the minutes actually, that I'm not, she said what? That she's not comfortable leaving the management committee as it is now. She's not comfortable. I don't know whether it's their collective, I don't know whether she was talking on behalf of their committee or her personal views. And I think it's better that the committee clarify now, and we know who is not, what's going on that committee. I think there is something that is going on that we are not being told. I think it's better that the committee clarify. Thank you.
Okay, Hazel Ngeno.
Okay, thank you very much, Secretary, and also thank you very much, Chair, for this opportunity. I wanted to ask the same questions being asked the Supervisory Committee. We were following through the meeting minutes, which was shared to us during the last meeting with the mother company. So one day we were starting the meeting. Which side were these, maybe those senior officials from the mother company? Were they for the Sacco or for the company? Because it was difficult to follow where they were, because according to me, maybe we were not here at all the declarations which were made maybe before they started the meeting. Which side were they? If you are an official for Kenasa, and you are also an MC, which side are you? Because you can see even maybe ordering that the chair of supervisory committee requesting someone to facilitate the sitting allowance, including the member of mother company. So which rationale was used to also include those who are not from the Sacco? Those are my questions. Yeah.
Management board and the supervisory board, because some of the items that have been highlighted there are items that ought to have been raised so that the supervisory and management board quarterly meetings are not presented to an AGM unless there was a direct sinister motive to come and shame the committee. Number two question is on item number 24, which has been highlighted. 458,000 spent without prior approval of the budget. This is very sensitive. I have taken pain to go back to 2024 handbook, and I have identified on item number 13, there was a budget of 450,000, and therefore this was only an excess of 8,000. Could you confirm that you had this budget at your disposal to check? And whether you are able to compare those two statistics in order for you to come up with an item that is presenting the management committee as one that spends up to 500,000 without prior approval of the AGM, which is the supervisor, which is the overall control body of the Sacco. Thank you.
Tiffany. Tiffany, unmute yourself. Okay, Jonah or Quach, you can respond to the issues. Valentine and Chege, you had raised your issues. Are there additional issues, or do we proceed to the responses?
I'm referring to the minute back to final remarks. Bullet number 5 or 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. bullet number 8. And I quote this, Madam Monica speaking. You can refer that the first time the issue was raised was in 2024. I didn't want to make it official. So this issue is what I'm referring to. If this is the whole issue that is bringing a standstill, that you don't feel comfortable leaving the Sacco at the safe hands, what is the issue that has not been brought to members? And it has been open for 2 years and it has not killed the Sacco. Why bring a big tussle? Thank you.
Valentine?
Thank you, Madam Olive. Mine is just go back to my question, the earlier question that I asked, which I feel I was not answered properly, because I asked, as a committee, supervisory committee, did they talk? Now, the explanation is, you can see how everyone was responding. Now, are we dealing individually or as a committee? Because we put you there as a committee to agree on something or disagree on something. Second thing is that this thing could have been brought forward to members of the supervisory committee. It was not even supposed to be brought to the members by the chairperson. Because this is something that threatens our membership, this baby Sacco that we have. This is something that threatens that, and as we can see, it is not in the Bible, but it is a fact that those things that were being pictured there, it was no point that the Sacco bylaws accept that. And so as a supervisory committee, I feel they failed us that moment, whether individual or as a committee. They failed us because once it is said that the resolutions were passed, that means that majority of people voted for those things that were being demanded. So I feel that this committee failed us big time, and they need to explain themselves, either individually or the committee itself.
Okay, I think we'll let the supervisory team respond. And then we'll have the chair close the issue.
So let me start with the budget variance analysis. I think I will respond because the issue was raised by Bernard, Joseph. I respond jointly. So if you look at Mr. Bernard, line 8 in that analysis, line 8. Line 8 will show you that committee expenses were budgeted at 450,000, but what was spent was 254,300. That is separate from line 24, which is committee sitting allowance, which went in the budget as 00. Then amount spent was 458,000. Is that clear?
That is clear. That is clear.
Yes. That's clear. Then Joseph, I don't know what the other issue you had.
I was asking if this is in compliance, having such kind of a huge budget coming from nowhere and then being fixed into the actual budget.
Yeah, get you.
Budgeted for years. Is it in line with the policies and there's no place for the Sacco? This is just from a thing which can be just done by the board and that is it.
Thank you, Joseph. Okay. Let me respond to that. I think this is something we picked when we were doing the F1 and F2 reports. Then we engaged the MC and gave a recommendation. If you look at the recommendation just above the analysis, we've said the supervisory committee comments that the budgeting process be comprehensive and exhaustive, ensuring all anticipated expense lines are captured to enable accurate financial projections. So that is the recommendation that we made to the MC after realizing that during budgeting, there are critical and material costs that are being incurred within the year that are not budgeted for. Is the Shege. Shege, you said that an issue in 2024, but we don't have anything in 2024 that is not closed as at now. maybe you clarify further. Yes. I'm done. I'm done, is it? Yes, thank you.
So thank you, members. I think there are things I want to put clear so that they are out of context. And I decided not to engage the Supervisory Committee on this report because some of the issues that they are raising now are issues they were raised as a draft. We gave clarification. We asked them to make a report and make it consistent with what we had reviewed. I'll start on budget analysis because that is what is something very critical here, so that it's clear how it happens. What was captured at the if you have last year's AGM handbook, I'm sure it's in the group. Look at what was provisioned for as committee expenses, because the figure is there. What was not provisioned for, and we clarify this. I don't know why Jonah decided to send the same draft without our input. What was not budgeted for are allowances. For example, we are meeting as a management committee. For example, normally we meet in the middle because most of them are in Nyanza, others are in Nairobi. So sometimes we come to Nakuru. In our policies, when we meet, there is an allowance the management, including the supervisory committee, are given. If you have that policy, because in the group, that amount is mentioned. So what was not mentioned in that budget of last year is allowances for management committee and or the board, both management and supervisory. Jonah can also confirm he has been receiving the allowances for every meeting he attends. So this was, as we are making the budget for last year, we missed that line. It should have been captured that in the year 2025, we expect that management or the full board will be meeting, and every meeting is allocated an allowance. That allowance is in the policy. What the supervisor needs to tell us, was there amount allocated above what is provided for in our policy? If the answer is yes, then what we should have done, or no, then we could deal on that. How much is this that was given to the board as allowances and is not consistent with what is captured in our policy? So I want someone to read, if you have that budget for last year AGM handbook. Anyone who has it? Ukienda kwa group type hapo juu, angalia utaiona mahali hivi. Then we go to the budget. We see how much was allocated for committee expenses and how much we have spent. Because some of these things we need to clarify now, so that we don't leave, or we don't leave any room for speculations and anything like that. Yes. 400 and? How much do we spend this year, that year? So you have said committee expenses was budgeted for 450. We spent 458. So the difference is 8,000, which for all honesty can happen, isn't it? You may spend less, you may spend more, but you should not go, the variance should not so big. You understand? Now, if you look at the overall budget, overall expenditure, what we provisioned to spend, even excluding the board allowances, we still spent much less than what was budgeted for. So we are very considerate on every time we are spending members' money, and we want to be accountable for every coin that is spent. And I also want to talk about tax expense. I have clarified this myself to the supervisory committee. The amount is how much? 200 and someone to assist me with this. How much is this tax expense? In this report for it was around 247,000. Is it? I think I read somewhere that there was a tax expense. Is it? Huh? Yeah, 2025. Excess duty. Yeah, where is it? How much? Okay, leave it. I have explained that, Joseph, and I've put it clear.
There is just some simple explanation which we did actually. It will be very, very important for the members to understand, because from the last budget we had, as John has even said, that we had got the committee expense and the sitting allowance. The committee expense is not provision for a policy. That is one. Then the second, the sitting allowance is provision it is provision for the policy. But now the problem is it wasn't in the budget. It wasn't budgeted for that. This year we are going to have this kind of sitting allowance being provided for in this coming financial year on the previous financial year. So there is a little bit of contradiction, because the one which you are comparing with is different from what the Supervisory Committee is clarifying. Because there is sitting allowance in the budget, and then there is the committee allowance on the actual. So there are two.
I'm sure you are either not following what I was saying, or you have completely refused to accept that explanation. I will explain again. In last year's budget, there was a provision of 450,000 for committee expenses. But in the same budget, we did not include committee allowances. But it is provided for in our policy. So what we did as we are doing this budget, we forgot to include that line of committee allowances, because we know they are given allowances. What I wanted to know is, from the Supervisory Committee analysis, was there amount allocated to us allowances for board members that is inconsistent with what has been passed here?
Can I comment on that?
Yes, you can comment.
The issue about the contestation here is like there was amount that was spent outside the normal amounts that are spent on sitting allowances, which is not the position. The position here is the amount was not budgeted for, isn't it? But it is in the policy, isn't it? But the catch here is it was not the budget. That is the catch, isn't it?
And that's what I'm saying. It was not in the budget.
I don't know why we are misunderstanding each other.
Yeah.
Because it is allowed, yes, in the policy, but it was not budgeted for. And that is what we brought out, isn't it? Yes. So if when is about you see 458 against 450, yes, you are missing the point, because what we spend as committee expenses is 254 300. That was the committee expenses.
No.
See, that is it. Even the trial balance.
Okay.
We can even put the trial balance.
We get it.
So the issue here is there is a differentiation between the committee expenses and committee allowances. Committee expenses were budgeted for in 2024, but the committee allowances were not part of the budget then. All right? Yes, and there is no catch like money is spent irregularly. No. The issue is it was not budgeted. That is the point. Yeah, it was. It was. So there is nothing irregular.
Me to ask him if the sitting allowance amounted to 450, and then from the policy there is a certain amount which was given, probably done.
So that is it. I think that issue of budget analysis, I think unless members have got something else to add on it, we should close it there. So on, somebody asked about what? Somebody said the conflict of interest on the supervisory chair, and somebody was about to move a motion of no confidence. I don't want to comment that because that's the role of the cooperative officer. She's here. When time comes, she will guide us on what to do on that. Something else I needed to respond to, because I had Hazard also mentioned that there was a meeting and there was a suggestion that a member who is not in the board was supposed to be paid some sitting allowance. This was brought to the attention of the chair and the chair declined. So I think Hazard can sit comfortably that this was not acted upon. On withholding tax, yes, this was an oversight, and we had a balance on this guy, which we have now deducted and regularized. The role of board members, someone asked what's the role of board members. The role of board members advance the interest of the members of the Sacco. We are donated. The power we are expending on is donated by members. If members today decide that any of the board members should be board members, that to act in the interest of the Sacco at all times, even when it is too hot, at least let's do that which we can. I gave out a story of Professor Wangari Maathai and a hummingbird. Ilikuwa inaenda inachukua kamati hivi kwa mto inaenda, but ideally haingezima moto, si ndio? But that bird was doing that which that was within the purview to assist. So if there is something that you can do to assist the growth of the Sacco, please do, and do it in good faith. I think we can close that matter. Is there anything that has not been responded to?
Yeah, please, Chair. Okay, Chair. I want a chance, eh? Hello?
Yes.
Hello, this
proceed.
is Peter, eh?
Peter.
You were talking multiple people. One needs to vote.
This is Peter Mfunaji, eh?
Yes.
So I have some concern that some of the members that I have concern that members that they don't want to speak about it, about the supervisory committee.
Okay.
I think we need other time moving forward. Then we also select a committee that will be neutral, that is not part of the ASA team. Yeah, that's my suggestion.
Thank you, Peter. I think I have already guided that the supervisory committee will handle. Our cooperative officer will guide on that, on the way, the possible way to deal with that. So I think when time comes, you can put up that matter.
Chair.
Yes.
Eric.
Yes.
Now that I was asking, where was the position of the supervisory chair during that meeting? Was she also entitled to the sitting allowance? Where was she? Was she for the Sacco?
That's a difficult one.
Hello?
Yes.
Chairman. Yes.
Yes.
I'm also in support of that supervisory committee, because the supervisory committee is not for the people. It is for the ASA company. And so I would also want the chair or the seat disbanded, because the supervisory committee is not for the people, but it is guarded by the ASA company. So
your name, please.
Other committees, but not that supervisory committee.
Your name?
That is my thought as a person, because they don't serve the people, the ASA people, but they serve ASA.
Yes, that has been captured. Please give us your name.
So kindly, I'm in conjunction with the people, Mfunaji, and other people who are saying we disband that supervisory committee.
Please give us your name.
Okay, this is Joseph again. I think my name is Joseph.
Ninan?
Joseph.
Okay. Willie Omino. So I think.
Hello. Joseph, you're saying something?
So for the interest of time, I think members have a clear way on how they want to move the Sacco forward. I want to end that discussion.
Mama.
Asile, please. Yeah. Asile, you can.
But I think they were given. I don't know. This one can be. I don't know.
That is what needs to be clarified to us.
Yes.
Yeah, because when you come in just now, representing the company, you are supposed not to get.
So that's a good point, Asile. We shall, because nobody has received that allowance to date, so we will recognize that if members you are in agreement with what you are saying. So there is a concern from Hazine that the members who are in that meeting representing the mother company should not be given the allowance for that same meeting because they were representing ASA and not Kenasa. So should that be adopted as the position? Yes. So then we vote. Yeah, we will vote that as a resolution, and I will hand over to Esther to do that. Okay, she will do it in the time when we are doing the resolutions, so that has been captured as part of the resolutions. So Kelly, if you can hear me, please let us have the auditor's report.
Yes, good afternoon, members of Kenasa.
Good afternoon.
I hope I'm audible enough. I will rely on the correspondence of the chair to know if I'm audible to the online members.
Yes, you are audible. Yes, Kelly, you are audible. Please proceed.
First is to say I'm very happy that as Kenasa, you have growing well. But being a fifth AGM, I'm a little bit disappointed with the way things have turned out to be during your AGM.
I never expected at such an infancy stage and the growth trajectory that you have, a very strong, robust growth. We are going to have these early squabbles between the management and the supervisory, which I commend the supervisory for what they are doing. It's their job. But in the wisdom that I've been in this cooperative for some time, I believe some of these things should be handled better and not just displayed to members without proper consultation, both to the management, to the officer, and myself as the auditor, so that we can compile a report that is far much comprehensive should there be any irregularities. That said, I am not castigating the supervisory officer, but not the supervisory team. I'm just saying that next time we can handle this thing better by having a consultative meeting between the management and supervisory committee, so that we make an opinionated outcome on the final report, so that we actually know from the base what exactly happens. And it's at this point that I really wish I was at Eldoret with you guys and not some far distance away in Nairobi. But during this time, we usually have a lot of AGMs, and I could not be able to avail myself to Eldoret, and I believed Esther, my fellow colleague, will be able to handle everything. That said, we can go to the reports that I prepared, that is the audit report, and I'll expect reactions after the audit report. Now that the supervisory has really come in and heavy, I'm expecting some reactions both from the membership. The supervisory report should have, so I really wonder why, let me open your draft. You have arranged your document in a different manner from the way I usually handle things. Statistics is on page 30 what? Just a moment. Statistics is on page 30. Share capital closing balance was 5,146,695.10. Your closing balances for member deposits stood at 43,413,555.55. Statutory reserve fund. What you have in your SRF fund is 891,234.54. I'm not going to mention each and every number because I believe you have the reports and I will not be dictating. The most important thing that maybe I should mention in this is your liquidity ratio, which is 1.65:1, which means yes, you're still very, very liquid, but we usually prefer a number that is above 1.5. So as the management continues with its growth ambitions, they should ensure the number should not go below 1.5, but it happens sometimes, so in case of distress. But as things are, your liquidity ratio is okay. The other important thing maybe I should mention is the percentage of expenses to revenue. From the revenue that you collected, that is from interest from loans, CIC investments, and other avenues that you are going to see later in the reports. We are going to provide a rebate or interest on member deposits to the tune of 6.1 million, which is at a rate of 17%. If you're in my statistics page, you should have seen that. Don't go back there. Members have this report already. Is at 14.05%. Other operating income, besides savings and credits, you have invested your monies in other avenues, and you realized a profit of 1,755,301.92. These investments come from, and I will read, income from CIC, 374,283.12. You have advance interest paid. This is just a processing fee, loan processing fee. Anytime you take a loan, there is a small deduction that is deducted. That figure comes to 1,132,968.80. For those that are following this report as I read, you can go to note 2B, but for the person who is operating this document, don't go there. I think you'll mess up a lot of things by going up and forth, but I believe each and every member has this report, so they can go to note 2B and investigate what I'm saying, or introspect what I'm saying. Entrance fee, 243,050 shillings. Activation fee, 5,000. Net, 1,755,301. Go back to the income statement. I'm missing out on something. Let me go back to the income statement. 0.92 cents. Net revenue, 5,258,000. Let me wait. You go to page 30. Don't move. If I'm at the income statement, maintain it at the income statement. I will read the notes to members so that members can actually follow as I go. But if they are interested, they can actually go to the specific notes, which is somewhere within within this document. But I don't believe they'll need to, because I'll be reading it to them. Yes, hold it there and don't move until I request you to move. Net revenue, 8 million. Net revenue, 5,258,434.90. Your admin expenses stood at 3,499,140.65, and you had other operating expenses with a tune of 98,777.32, giving you a net admin expense of 3,500,000. Not net admin expense, but net expenses of 3,597,917.97. To read is under note 4 and 5. And for admin expenses, I will read them to you. They stood as salaries, 174,499.45. Employer, NSSF, 19,707.65. Insurance, NITA insurance and NITA expenses, 300 Kenya shillings. Housing levy, 4,500. Shift, 4,247. Marketing expenses, 199,870. Provision for loan loss, 438,767.55. These are provisional figure from our side that we try to ensure that whatever figure you make as a profit, you don't eat everything, and we prepare for impairment just in case somebody defaults. We can always go and rate this kitty and deduct the impairment figure from there. So this is a provisional figure from our side. It's not initiated by the management, but IFRS standards requires that when you have a doubtful investment, which is a loan that we have, we should provide for impairment just in case of any eventuality. But the good thing about this is also limits the amount of money you eat as dividends by making sure that some of the monies that you're supposed to be eating will actually be utilized or be retained within the Sacco itself. Audit fee? Your audit fee stood at, just a moment, 30,000, up from 20,000. This figure should ideally be 50,000. We passed the Nairobi Finance Bill in the year 2023, and the way the schedules are is that the county charges the audit fee as per the net assets that you have. Your assets stand at 50 million, so ideally we should be charging you 50,000, but in the spirit that you are our baby, we try to grow you slowly or graduate you slowly to that level. So for this financial year, I agreed with Mr. Chair, yes, we are supposed to be paying this, but we are going to give you an excuse because you are still in the baby steps. I'm going to charge you 30,000 so that it doesn't shock the management and the membership itself. We understand the SACCOs are usually very delicate, and we usually don't want to expend some expenses to them that they had not foreseen. Back to where I was. Bookkeeping fees, 53,500. Education, 20,000. Ushirika celebration, 37,000. There's Sacco corporate responsibility, social responsibility. The Sacco donated some 100,000 for some event. I had the chair explain it to you members. Licenses and renewal fees, 66,500. Consultancy fees, 87,000. AGM expenses, that is for last year, 565,984. Legal fees, 14,000. Depreciation charge, this is a provisional figure that is instituted by IFRS standards that whenever you buy an asset, you have to depreciate it to the ultimate zero. So this year we are depreciating 70,165. Office rent, 144,000. Electricity, 2,000. Repairs and maintenance, 1,350. Entertainment and meals, 80,900. $3,499,140.65, which is taken to income statements. We have other operating expenses, and these are bank charges to the tune of 38,987.59. That is M-Pesa charges, pardon, and the bank charges at 59,789.73, giving you a net expense of 98,707. Plus, we remain with 1.6 million, but that shows that is CIC. There's no tax at source, so we are going to deduct a tax of 56,142.47 as corporate tax that should be paid during this period, and the carrier has bumped its way of operations, and they will on these monies to pay. Yes.
Kenny, your internet.
Interject that it has not been good. We also move together with you.
Okay, just hold on a minute. I had not joined this thing on the laptop because I felt there is no need, but apparently there's a need, so give me a minute. 1 minute. Yes, is the screen visible?
Yes, proceed. I think you are now audible.
Thank you. Now, the core mandate, I don't think I need to revisit everything, but maybe my screen is a little bit different from what Mr. Chair had shared, or the IT person in charge of whoever is handling things on the other side. These are the workings I used to prepare your final document. So what you're looking at is that I used to prepare your financial accounts for the year 2025. Now, yes, I was saying the core mandate of a Sacco is savings and credits. Any moment you deviate from the savings and credits, you attract this tax of 56,142, 1.47. That is the corporate tax that we are supposed to pay on the investment for CIC. Net surplus after taxation is 1,604,374.46. There's a statutory requirement that whenever we make a surplus, 20% of the figures that 20% of the figure that we have realized, we take it to a statutory reserve fund, and the figure that you are taking to a statutory reserve fund is 320,874.89. This money should be traced to a specific account, and it can be raided should the society face liquidity issues in future. Maybe they want to refund members, maybe they want to disband the Sacco. With time, we anticipate that this figure should be bigger, so that in case kuna liquidity issue the Sacco is collapsing, you can go to that kitty and refund members a little bit portion of, according to the shares they had. Mtu apate kitu kidogo akienda nyumbani. The government is coming in very strongly. They want these monies to be in a specific account, especially in light with what has happened to our sister company, or what do I say, cooperative, or used to call itself the mother of all cooperatives, that is Cusco, that this money should be traced to a specific account. Ideally for you, you're better, because when you look at your cash and cash equivalent, and I look at your statutory reserve funds, the amount of money that you have in your cash and cash equivalent is equally more than what is needed in your statutory reserve fund. So as things are at the moment, things are okay. Surplus available for distribution, 1,283,499.57. Next item is provision for honoraria, if agreeable by members during this AGM. We propose that we give the management and the supervisory, if agreeable by members, and yes, they get honoraria to the tune of 300,000, and the dividends at 900,000, which is at let me see what percent. Just a moment. The dividend is at 17%. Income statements. Are you able to see my screen? There's a screen that I shared. Besides,
there is someone who is sharing.
Yes.
So yours means yours has been extracted. Yeah. Now
yes.
Now you can share.
Now let me see.
Yeah, I have stopped sharing, so share yours.
I'm sharing directly from the laptop because it has some audible issues. So kindly accept this one and let the phone continue speaking the way it was. I've shared the raw file. Can't see anything on my end. Just a moment. Are you able to see things on your end? On my side, I see a blank document. I don't know.
It's blank. It's blank. Nothing. You can't see anything.
Okay.
If it is possible, just continue for the purpose of time. Maybe you can just continue.
Okay, just
we will read from the report.
Yeah. It's okay, no harm in that. You can continue with the way I was presenting. Income statements. Surplus to retained earnings will be 83,499.57. We can go to the next item, which is as per your document. Just hold on a moment. I think I should stop sharing this. Just a moment. Got it. Just a moment. Present something else. Window. Just a moment.
So as we are continuing to receive the report, make sure that you are a voter. Ensure that you have checked everything's fine. When voting comes, nobody should have a challenge in voting.
I've shared my Excel file. Are you able to see?
And make sure you have signed attendance as well.
Or should I zoom in?
It's okay. It's okay now.
Okay, that is perfect. Now, should I repeat everything or you're good? I just proceed.
Just proceed from where you want.
Proceed.
Okay, we are going to the next item, which is the balance sheet. And the balance sheet is as follows. The assets that you had as society was cash and cash equivalents. They stood at 1,514,845.27, which is drawn from note 6. The balances that you had at Coop Bank current accounts, 36,922.85. Paybill accounts, 639,321. M-Pesa business to consumer or customer, 838,601.42 cents. Net 1,514,845.27 cents. Trade and other receivables. These are monies that you are expecting, but at the point of audit, they had not arrived, and they stand at 403,423.46, which comes from note 13. That is employer debt remittances at 98,398. Rent receivable, there is a deposit you paid for your rent, 24,000. Debtor members, 281,025.46. Net 403,423.46. Back to the balance sheet. Your loan membership had a loan balance of 43,876,755.01, and the movement for the same is under note 9. And it clearly shows that at the beginning of the year, your loan book stood at 28,270,786.00. What was granted by Kenasa to members was 93,513,549. What was repaid was 77,907,579.99, giving you a closing book balance of 43,876,755.01. We checked your MPA files, member personal account statements, and the balances reconciled to 43,876,755, which means there was no variance between what was in the ledger accounts versus the schedules for each and every member during the audit period. You can go to the next item, which is the balance sheet. property, plant and equipment. The net book value of the things that you've purchased so far, they currently stand at 356,835. The depreciation schedule is under note 14 and clearly shows the movement of finances to purchase new items and the closing balances that we took to our balance sheet. For instance, for computer, you bought some other items to the tune of 39,150. There was an asset register that was presented that showed what you actually purchased. Printer to the tune of 10,000. I had the story had a different opinion of the same, but what I was provided and is what I'm presenting is the additions were to the tune of 274,150 Kenya shillings. Accumulated depreciation during the year was during the year was 70,165 Kenya shillings, leaving you with a net book value of 356,835 transferred to your balance sheet. Other financial assets, you have invested your monies in CIC and some other avenues to the tune of 12,158,740.74, which is noted under note 15. Just a moment. Why did I mention? Why did I highlight that? Yeah, here it is. That is CIC. Maybe the supervisory committee wants that I rearrange the way I present my work, but for me it's just to give a summary of what has happened and the net change of what happened between other financial assets between the CICs. The growth was from 4,084,457.62 to 12,158,740.74, which can also be evidenced at the cash flow when we get there. But maybe what we can do better next time for the sake of the supervisory committee is that we'll be showing maybe how the interest came, what these was our opening balances, this was the interest we earned, this was the refunds, and this is what we liquidated, and this will be the closing balance at the end of the year, so that we arrive at the figure of 12,158,740.74. But I believe as the supervisory committee, they have access to this data, and they could actually just compile it on themselves and report to the membership if there was any anomaly. But if there was no anomaly, I don't see any reason for alarm. But it's noted, and maybe the supervisory committee going forward, we shall change the way we usually report the movement for the investments we have with CIC. It's noted. Thank you for that. Total assets, 58,310,599.48. Liabilities, Sama Madini Tufanana Society. Members' deposits. Our deposit balances stood at 43,413,555.55. Trade and other payables, 2,544,176.15. For the payables, you can go to note 8. Note 8 is under here, I think so. And the payables that we need to pay is number 1, audit fee, 30,000. Honoraria to committee, including the supervisory and the CMC, 300,000 if approved in this AGM. Dividends, if also agreeable by members in this AGM, to liquid dividends to the tune of 900,000. Unallocated funds, these are funds that were hanging, they could not be placed exactly where, so it's like a suspense account or unidentified deposits to the tune of 5,994.01. Unpaid rebates, 4,189. CFT mobile commission, 130,461.82. Provision for loan loss, 1,101,072.21. Provision for tax, we say that we have to, whenever we invest in something beyond savings and credits, any other thing that we invest, KRA, the taxman, wants some portion of it. And this financial year, we provided
let me see, we provided 56,142.47 that needs to be paid. Of note is that last year we had not paid our difference of 12,668.64 owing to some tax certificate issues that the management explained to me. But I believe during this financial year we are going to pay this difference. That is what we provided this year versus what we did not pay the other year of 68,811.11. Unidentified deposits 3,648.00. Total 2,544,176.15 transferred to your balance sheets. Interest on member deposits. We have already seen this in the income statement. If agreeable by members, tutagawana hizi pesa, or maybe you can give it to corporate social responsibility, or if things work out better, ni vizuri hata turudishe pesa kwa society by plowing back, at least to quite financially stable. I know that one is not a popular opinion, but the officer will handle. Total liabilities 52,057,731.70. Share capital, our share capital grew from 2.2 million to 5.1 million, 46,695.01, a growth of 2,903,178 Kenya shillings. Reserves 1,106,172.68 for those that consume financial accounts or records. They can look at the statement of changes in equity and they just draw up the same figure. Maybe they will understand it better. Total shareholders fund 6,252,867.78. Total liabilities 58,310,599.48. To the next item, which is the final one. This just shows the movement of monies that we had during the financial year under review, and it's just a repetition of the income statement. We are saying that we did realize some income from loans that was paid, and they stood at 9,603,132.98. We had other operating income. We mentioned it in the income statement to the tune of 1,755,301. Interest payments. Last year you were paid dividends. If somebody was not paid, it's your time to shine. When time to post your comments comes. Payment to employees and suppliers. This is admin expenses. What was actually expensed and admin expense left all provisions, and they stood at 3,058,985.42 cents. Increase or decrease in other operating assets. Our loan book grew by 15,605,969.01. So congratulations for patronizing your products and sticking to Kenasa when it comes to loan uptake. Trade and other receivables. Hizi ni pesa tunatarajia from employer, and whatever we're expecting from employer this time may reduce kidogo, employer will behave kidogo. Increase or decrease in operating liabilities. Deposit from members 12,426,366.60. This means that our deposits grew by this figure of 12,426,366.60. That is from 2024 to 2025. The other thing maybe I should mention, maybe there's some assets you bought, 274,150. We saw it under depreciation schedule. Other financial assets, zile pesa tumeinvest in CKC. The net change was 8,074,283.12. For the purpose of supervisory committee, during the next increase in share capital, our share capital grew by 2,903,178. We have seen it in statement of changes in equity. This was the opening balance, 3.6 million, 9,141, leaving us with a closing book balance as cash and cash equivalent of 1,514,845.27, which reconciles with our balance sheet at this phase here. Now, members, that was my brief presentation. It's unfortunate I was not able to join you now that I've seen there are some issues. I actually thought it's a young society and the auditor's presence is usually not really necessary as long as everything is in order, but next time I'll make sure that I attend your meeting. Back to you, Chair. If kama kuna mtu ako na swali after adoption, I think I'll answer the questions that come forth thereafter.
Thank you, Bwana Kelly. for taking us through that agenda of the audited books. I want to have someone to propose the report.
Chair, we can't hear you. Chair, we can't hear you.
Hello? Confirm if you can hear me now.
We can hear you now.
Okay. So I have someone to propose and second the report. Aaron Posire, propose. Seconder. Ezra Lagat. Yes. So we want to invite very few queries or comments so that we can move on to the next agenda, because we have a lot to discuss and time is really running out. So I'll give one member from the members seated here presently or physically and one member online. Online, is there a member?
Yes. Valentine, unmute yourself. Valentine. Hazel, unmute yourself.
Okay, thank you so much. My question is that when we are doing top-ups, at times you are deducted a lot of anticipated income for the period you have not kept your money, you have not been having the money.
Let's first stick our focus on the audited report, then your issue will be discussed.
That is my question.
Okay.
Now I'm asking, where is it? I've not had a proposal. Is the interest in this report maybe that separate bit of advanced payments, advanced receipts of interest? Is it there in the report?
It's here in this report. When you go to income, I've not had. Have we seconded and proposed and seconded this report before I continue, Mr. Chair?
Yes.
I've not had anybody.
Yeah. No, we have Haron Wasire here and Ezra Ragat.
Okay. Thank you. Now, when you come to this item, and my file is under C16, you'll find there is this advance interest paid to the tune of 1,132,968.80. Now back to you. What was the question again?
I wanted it displayed, but if it is there, it is okay.
Okay, it's here. It's displayed.
So from the members seated physically, I don't see a hand. So we move on to the next agenda, and the agenda is yes. So we have remarks from the sub-county cooperative officer, and then she can also take up on the next subsequent agendas. And yeah, so welcome.
Okay. Let me close my remarks before I continue.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yes. I believe Kenasa is doing well, and in my closing remarks, I thank the chair, the management committee, supervisory committee, and the viewership of Kenasa for affording the Ministry of Cooperatives to be the auditors for Kenasa. I myself am the sub-county head, Cooperative Audit Department, and you are one of the few societies that I look up to when I say that you are the most profitable, and some of the societies that I see maybe under 3 or 4 years will be under SASRA. As a cooperative department, we are happy, but we are sad to see you go. But wherever you go, I hope the spirit of excellence is maintained within Kenasa, and we hope the best that the management initiates and the supervisory committee controls is that you'll have a one-fronted approach when it comes to fighting each and every vice that you have within Kenasa, and let's just speak with one voice. In the absence of that voice, let there be proper documentations to the audit department, and this documentation should also be facilitated to the cooperative officer, that is Westlands. so that if there's any issues that we need to rectify, we rectify it in due time before it becomes an issue. I'm not saying there is an issue, but I was not happy with the way we handled this AGM between the management and supervisory. It's a little bit not okay. It's not my position to speak for that. But as the audit section, we usually want to capture each and every item if there's anything that has been wrongly misplaced. That's it. The membership of KENASA, management, and the supervisory, thank you for having us as your auditors. And if possible, because I don't think I'll have another opportunity to speak, we look forward to be the continued auditors for KENASA going forward. Thank you very much. Madam Esther, back to you, and thanks for steadying the meeting.
You're welcome. Good afternoon, cooperators, once more. When the audited reports were being read, people were walking. Sai kumetulia. Huwezi jua? Anyway, I am, for those who are not in when I was introducing myself, my name is Esther Mutwa. I'm the Deputy Cooperative Officer, Westland Sub-County. And I'd like to make a few remarks first before I go to appointment of auditor and elections. So the first thing I'd like to say is we started off the AGM with a lot of clappings. You know, ilikuwa congratulations to, right? Yes, so I'd like to recognize new members. If this is your first AGM, can we see you?
Be on your feet.
We need to recognize you.
Nice you.
For trusting KENASA.
Yeah, stand up.
Please, let's clap for them. Thank you. I won't repeat anything that has been said before for the interest of time, due to konja, especially me. Na ningeomba tusikuwe serious sana. Everything is solvable, right? Right? Okay, so the first thing I'd want to say is we from the Ministry of Cooperatives and the mandate given to us by the county, we promise to protect your Sacco. Okay? Aya, nimesema walai. So one of the principles of cooperatives is autonomous and independence, right? So be sure that we will protect that with everything that we have. You have a slogan of KENASA Sacco, stronger together, right? Yes. So let's speak one voice as a Sacco. I had made so many notes, but most of them have been said. So naangalia nyejasema ndo naongelelea, sawa? I'd want to appreciate both committees for the good reports. Those reports didn't just come. People took their time to sit down, analyze things, talk through things, to write those reports. Kindly, let's clap for both committees for the good reports. The rest of the points that I will make as I progress with what I'm supposed to do. So the second thing I'd like to do is appoint an auditor. We are currently being audited by auditors from the Ministry of Cooperatives. Would you wish for them to continue with that work? Yes? Proposer? Proposer and seconder. Riose Omari, seconder. Vitalis. So I will go to resolutions first, and then elections will be the last part. The first resolution is increase in share capital from 6,000 to 8,000. You propose. Majina ni nani? Motembe. The seconder? Jonathan Kipto. Thank you. In the same resolution, I'm not sure whether we should separate them or we just have it as one. There's a proposal for board members to have a minimum of 20,000 share capital. You agree to that? Yes. We can propose and second it separately. Proposer?
I propose. Who you? Who are the proposer?
Daniel who? Na seconder? Sorry?
Centering who?
Also another proportion, an adoption, and also as we are proposing and seconding, if you have a different opinion, feel free to raise your hand before we move to the next resolution. So there's another proposal of adoption of straight line or reducing balance for interest calculation. During the chairman's report, he explained why. So we need you to help us decide on that. What do you think? First, are there people who agree to that? We can propose and second, and then we get another opinion.
Just to clarify, there was an element where we are using the straight line, but when you do a top up after 6 months, you get in the money. Yeah, we can proceed with that.
So you can propose, you can be the proposer? You propose. Please confirm whether the online team is hearing us.
I recommend a second.
Yes, actually, yeah.
Someone to second?
Somebody to second, online team. Chege, Boro. You're seconding? Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, Chege.
Okay. Is another proposal to increase the repayment period to 60 months. You propose? Aaron Bosire. Seconder? You? Musembi Eric. Aaron Bosire, Musembi Eric. I'm moving on because you're not raising concerns. Sawa? Msiseme huyo ofisa alitupeleka mbio sana. Ni time. What did you say, Aaron? No problem. I'll take it they come. A proposer? I'm saying the members.
This is very important.
The members that attended that meeting, which was joint between the officials of the Sacco and officials of the mother company, no, the people who came from the mother company not to get an allowance. So I'm asking, and he has proposed that we say the members agreed unanimously, which is okay because it will avoid the quoting names. Oh, saying something. Proceed.
Yeah, this is Joseph. I understand that the resolution which the officer is talking about is on the allowances. This is something which had already been done, and the money had already been disbursed. Can the treasurer confirm if the non-Kenasa who were present in that meeting was sent money?
The information I'm getting is they have not yet been paid.
There is a text message
confirming that they've been paid.
Can we be transparent and be genuine on how we perform this? Was the money sent? Can the treasurer confirm if the money was already sent or no? Because there is already an SMS transaction confirming that there was a non-Kenasa who was present in that meeting, and those who were in that meeting no, before we pass that kind of resolution. Is it?
Can we leave that as pending? I'll get back to it. Okay, listen, because of they are discussing because of time, tutapitisha kwanza shares na dividends, and I'll make sure I get back to it. Don't worry, I got this. So there's a proposal to
be passing resolutions, which some of them are already implemented.
I think they have template they are sending money. Can they share? We want to know if that member is being paid. Yes. This is our money. Yes.
So mmesikia? What's that? Sure. Aya, ndo hiyo.
Okay, the issue of the external members who joined the meeting on the meeting we are talking about and about their payment. Joseph, listen now.
Can you online people? You can hear.
So about the money, there was a suggestion that they were to be given facilitation. Is it? As we were engaging, at some point, our treasurer approved money to the externals, and the upload was done, and it was paid. It was paid. So paid to listen. Why can't you let me finish my statement? 2,000 to the 2,000. Then we will reconcile as per what the consensus of the members. Whoever got paid the money, we can ensure it's paid back to us. So it's our responsibility. And if you want evidence, give us just 12 hours. We give you the response on that with an evidence that we have reversed the money with
Hey, member, Asakata case, within 12 hours, we need evidence the money is back.
That's nice, is it? Because we are the supreme what? Authority. Sini ukweli. And we will abide to the decision. Sawa sawa. Sini sawa, sasa tunyamaze madam amalizie. Hello. Tunyamaze madam amalizie. Sawa sawa.
Hello.
What about it?
Members, let's leave for them to handle what to handle, and we will hold them accountable. Okay, sawa, okay. So can we continue kindly? One meeting, members, one meeting.
Hey, members, please let's give our time. We finish with this business, isn't it? Yeah,
There's a proposal to give away there are dividends that have been passed, 900,000, which they are proposed to be given at a rate of 17%. Do you agree we give out, or we retain in the Sacco, or we give out to the community? Mpewe. Aya, proposer.
Unasema rudia kwa sababu you are not listening. You listen fast.
Tukisomewa accounts, kulikuwa na surplus yenye tumepata kama society, right? Part of this, kuna dividends na kuna interest on members deposit, sindio? So kwa dividends, there's a proposal to peane 900,000 at a rate of 17% to members. Do you want us to distribute it? Ama to retain kwa Sacco? Aaron, narudia and you're still talking. Okay, I'm saying tukisomewa accounts, there was a surplus that the society had, sindo? And part of this surplus, kuna dividends na kuna interest on members' deposits. So there's a proposal we give you dividends of 900,000 at a rate of 17%. So do you think we give you these dividends? Yes. Ama turudishe kwa Sacco ama we ni swali tu. Aya, proposer. Sema jina moja tuandike. Nicholas who? Otieno. And seconder? The same way, kuna interest on members' deposits of 6,100,000 at a rate of 14.05%. Proposer? I'm saying interest on members' deposits of 6,100,000 at a rate of 14.05%. You propose? Jinako ni?
I have proposed already.
You second that niambie? Umesema nani?
Swali hili. Sikizeni kwa
honest.
Wamesema swali hili kama ile interest. I'm saying, mbona mwelewi? Wanasema hizi pesa mnataka tugawe?
Another proposal. There's a proposal that we give the management together with the supervisory an honoraria of 300,000 for the work they've done for the whole year. There's a proposal. Listen. You see those figures that you're seeing. I'm not supporting anything. I'm just explaining that. You see the figures that you're seeing in the audited accounts, the graph going this way. It's work. It's work that is done behind the curtains. So I'm saying, for the work that the management and the supervisory have done throughout this year, we appreciate them with 300,000. What do you members think? Wagawane wote. Proposer. Aaron, you can't propose again. Another proposer? Apana, Aaron Bosire proposer, seconder? Festus? Huh? Yes? Scholastica. Ati? Yeah, there's a concern. Aya, kila mtu anyamaze mwenye akona concern aseme yes. It reduced to what? Okay. Listen. Msionge, wacheni tuende systematically. Amesema, he has a voice. So amesema 150,000. Jinako ni nani? Philip. Who? Seconder of that. You second. No, listen, we will vote. Don't worry. Seconder ni nani? Anyone to second that? Okay, hiyo imeisha hivyo. Aya, ni sawa. Before we move to the elections part, okay, let's listen to the budget, alafu nikirudi nitafanya elections. Sawa? Okay. Yes.
I need to hear. Nataka kusikia opinion yako. Personal opinion. Kutokana na hiyo report ya Supervisory Committee. Wamesema tuko na weakness in governance. I want to hear, tukirudi round 2, tuambie wewe unaonaje.
Unataka kunifunga, si ndio? Haya, I will do that.
Good afternoon. Let me read the budget to the elephant in the house. Unanisikia? Hapana? Okay. So, the proposed budget of 2024-2025, starting with income, we had a proposal or we had a plan to do a registration of 120,000. That was our approximation, but actual we got 243,000. On capital shares, we had it's reflecting the same. Yeah, on income. Yeah.
So what she's reading is what happened in 2025, what we budgeted for, or what we expected to do, and actually what we got, isn't it? And the percentage achievement.
And in 2026, on registration, we are planning to get 200,000. Capital shares, our proposal was 1.6 million, but we received 2.9 million. Interest, you can also see our proposal for 2026. We also had readmission fee. Our proposal was 5,000 and we got 5,000. Now on the expenditure, we had provision for bad debt, 350,000, actually which is 662, but I would like to clarify that up to this time we have only done one bad debt. Chairman can tell us the amount.
22,000.
Yes. AGM expense, this expense, like today expense. Our budget that was proposed was 450, but we used 565. You can see like somebody, it is paid to the government. So it is not something that we can negotiate. Travel and sustenance, our budget was 150, we spent 187. Internet domain subscription, our budget was 150, we spent 217. Bulk SMS software.
Last year, it was the first time we did it. And we brought it to the members. In this marketing budget, in that budget line, we have incentives for new admissions. That's number one. Number two, this expense on printing of t-shirts, like the ones we are wearing here. Of course, members are paying. The Sacco is subsidizing. Number three is the gifts that we are having in front here. The water bottle, I'm seeing a notebook, and some certificates. So that's part of. Yeah, we also had, I'm reminded that we also had pens last year. So that's budget for that. And we brought it to members, and members, I think all of us were okay with it. If we want to drop that from next AGM, then you can also say we don't want that to continue. But I think it's good practice. Since we have adopted it, we should at least, in fact, we should enhance it. Instead of subsidy, we should reach a point where the Sacco, for example, should provide t-shirts for all members for free, woods for all members, coffee and all that. But because of our, we are not there yet, senior. So member will contribute some, the Sacco will do some, so that is part of our branding. On the issue of committee allowances, in our policy, every meeting there's an allowance that is paid, and as I put it before, we can debate. Do we want to give something to these people when they are coming to discuss Sacco matters? They are meeting somewhere. Yes. Today need to eat. Yes. Like some members like Onkito is coming all the way from Kimilili. We are meeting, for example, in Nairobi. He cannot just come and go back, so he have to come and maybe sleep, so that tomorrow we do the meeting and then he comes back. That goes also to the rest of the members. We have to pay for that. So as we also commenting on this and have this mathematics, because this also was raised last year. 450,000, I'll give you a chance, Kangogo. 450,000 divided by 12 is how much?
So I don't think that is the problem.
The problem is?
Committee expense.
So expense now comes in?
Expense and allowance and transport, separate.
Yes, they are separate.
Now, what is the difference?
Allowance is leisure. Alikuwa apumzike lakini is on transit. Kuenda mahali mkutano, wenye wako Nairobi, for example now, they will get of course allowance. But kama ni kama for example under budget committee expenses, kutakuwa na kitu kama facilitation ya, for example kama last time we were in Nakuru, instead of going kulala kwa guest house kila mtu room yake, and we have a lot of discuss, we get a BNB for example, it's paid for, isn't it? So such things. So I don't know what is your reactions. I don't know if you want to drop them. We can adopt that also, because all this resolution must be passed here. I'm also responsible. I don't want to spend on something and then I'm asked why you did it, isn't it? So it's good to be given a go ahead or don't do it, isn't it? Ketch, you look like you have something to say. Okay. Yes, okay, there are no salaries. Yeah, there are no salaries. Kangogo.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. You find for all the newly on board staff, it's been like a practice inakaa kama edo. Unaambiwa sign hii ni ya Sacco, sign hii ni ya Audit. So unapata these people wanakuja sasa inakaa ile green tunasema. Hata hii Sacco wanangoja dividends na ajue hata hajafikisha wapi, hajafikisha dividends ama capital share. So there are two options here. Either we scrap this 200 shillings, because as much as we have a good motive for our Sacco, let them be onboarded at the time of training. So that ukikuja tuko okay, tuombe basi hii na hii Sacco ni ama waache basi hakuna admission tunafanya from the ground, these other staff wafanye market ndio akae akijua na join Sacco nini inahitajika.
I can respond on that since mimi ndio na on board, tunaweza toa onboarding head office ikuje.
Tunaona ametusaidia. No, hatujatoa onboarding office.
No, I'm saying watu wa HR watakuwa wanafanya onboarding work.
No, you can onboard but must be they can onboard but wasitisha 200, si ndio?
Shida yuko hapo wate. Already mtu akijoin hapa anamaketiwa tu kutoka head office. So kama atajoin atakuwa tu amejoinishwa na mtu wa head office. Hata akikuja tu kwa black mari yuko already anakuwa.
And you cannot stop that actually.
Yeah. So they are enjoying that to this.
No, Joseph and Peter, I'm not sure my point was clear. I'm not saying we are not onboarding from the head office. I'm not saying that HR department is not doing the marketing. But I'm just saying we can either remove the marketing expense or however, whatever.
So that matter should be closed now. They can onboard. Lakini at the end of the year tunaweza wapatia hood, si ndio? Yeah, very good. So let's close that matter of the budget now. We are already late, isn't it? Yeah, let's move on to the elections. I had projected here. Nani ameinterfere na answer?
Nitikari tungeanza jana usiku. Bana tumaliza leo.
We will consider that next time. So I hand over the mic to the cooperative officer to take us through the remaining agenda.
It's now elections time. We wait. I wait. I wait what? Aya, leteni vifaa, lakini mliambiwa mjitayarishe kitambo. As we wait for those who are going to check their phones, not yet. I will get back to that. Hakuna vita. Pesa ipendi? Okay, ni sawa. Don't worry about that. So wamerudi wenye walikuwa wameendea gadgets. There was a vetting which was done. Everyone was aware, sindio? And after the vetting, there are people who passed the vetting process. So I will read out their names and then I will explain. So kwa management, Olive Wawira is retiring but eligible for re-election. So there is Olive Wawira, there is Frederick Onchangwa and Mochama, and Sylvia Nanjala. So those are the people who passed the vetting process. Sawa? Maybe they can stand, we see them, and then now they can walk out as we do the elections. Sorry? Oh, so they won't be able to see anyways, no? Maybe they can stand up, you see them. Mwaona? Aya. So I give you time to vote.
Yes. Niko cheza kama hapa. Tunakachezanga, si ndio? Nika najua anasababishanga.
David, if you can hear me, please share the voting link. We want to start.
And also, each member is supposed to vote twice. Why? Because we have two positions that we are filling.
You vote again, two candidates.
No, we will get back to that. Sorry? Let me clarify something first. So those people who are retiring are two. There's Olive and there's Tony or Chen. The thing here is Olive is eligible for re-election, so ako kwa candidate, but Tony doesn't want to come back. Ndio maana we have to vacant positions. Melewa?
We create another document for someone else. But
Ajieleze muone kama atawa convince. We vote first, but we don't consider you.
Madam Esther, there are some things we agree and there are some things we disagree. We don't agree, Tony. Lynch up his position, boy. We need you there, nigga. Mr. Tony, we need you there, nigga. Hey, nigga, you can't go just like that.
Mnafanya hata anasikia joto. Pole pole.
Let me explain myself, then we do the voting. Good afternoon. I know watu wako na njaa.
You got the time.
I was requesting that you allow us to vote first. Then the rest will be discussed later.
No, we can pass a resolution to Burudisha. So let's vote, then we discuss that matter.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's agree first. Akwe ndani. Allow to vote.
No, voting is no problem.
We vote first.
Okay.
Kwanza akae ndani.
Okay.
Alafu hii mambo ingine tutapigana.
Okay. Let me explain. Yeah, there are two committees. There is supervisory and there is management. In management, two members were retiring. That is Tony and Olive Wawera, isn't it? Tony expressed his concerns and he wanted to rest. I disagreed with him also. We will discuss this. Let us discuss Tony's issue after voting, isn't it? It has been captured. Yeah. So the candidates are here. So for management committee, we have 3 candidates, okay? So and out of 3, we need to pick 2. So kwa voting link inafaa kupatie option ya kuvote watu wawili. Have you done that? Msha vote watu wawili. So you vote your 2 best candidates. Results are streaming here. Okay? So that nobody should have a question on anything. No, it's visible. Nitawasomea bado kama si visible. So continue voting. Make sure you vote 2 of your best choice. Okay?
Who is having a challenge? You are
having a challenge? Yeah?
Gani?
Tunafika hapo next time.
Tunafika hapo. Who is having a challenge to vote? Who has not voted yet? Okay, vote. Simu imekataa. Why? Link, check your connection, internet.
The results are streaming here, but also I'll share screenshots on my laptop.
It's now 16:29. To pay time mpaka 16:32. 16:32.
You have 3 more minutes to vote. Ikifika na 32, we will close the voting and announce the results, okay?
Wewe hata mnafanya na blush. Gosh. Pole pole. So what's the time? Wewe. Stop lying. Haijahang, ni watu wamemaliza kuvote. Haijahang. Ikigonga 33 tunafunga. Tunafunga according to time. Haya, imefungwa. Order. Thank you. That was tight. Yeah, congratulations to Olivia and Sylvia. I think hata kwa appreciation message will give the son a chance because he came to support the mom. Sindio? Anyway, sawa. Congratulations. After elections, nitawapea a chance to appreciate the members. So now to the elephant in the room. So, a lot of members have proposed low confidence in the supervisory, right? Yes. And just to be specific, you had online, Willie Omino ali propose that we dismiss the supervisory committee. I'm just seconding what she said. And because this is a very sensitive matter, we will have to vote. However, according to the law that holds us together here today, it is okay for the members to dismiss a committee if they feel that there is low confidence in that committee and it is voted in by more than 2/3 or above of the members that are available in that meeting. Should I repeat myself? Aaron, my lunch is on you. I'm saying if the members feel that they have low confidence in either of the committees, I may propose Willie Omino, not me, right? The constitution, the law allows you. You can open Cooperative Law of 2004, Section 23, Clause either 3 or 2. Clause 2. It says, I think I've written it down. Elected members of a committee shall be removed only by a 2/3 majority of members of the society present and voting at a general meeting. Sawa? So because this is a very sensitive matter, which can take us to the court of law, we will do a voting on the same. Let me vote hiyo ya nini ya management. We will do a voting on the same. Wenye wanasema watolewe, they will vote. Wenye wanakataa, they will vote. And then tutachukua the total members of people, both physical proposal. Mwenye na take minutes are very keen on this. Another proposal of dismissing a part of the committee. How? Part aje?
Okay, I think it's specific to some position. Yes.
And then that proposal should be very detailed, very specific. Ndio, juu hatuwezi sema we take a proposal to dismiss the chair, we take a proposal to dismiss. No, if you are dismissing part, how? Are we dismissing part of it? We dismiss all? Yes. We dismiss parts? Sorry? Yes. Let me explain. You're asking if at all we dismiss the entire committee, what happens? That is what you're asking. So, you see, supervisory committee, Aaron, please don't talk and then you say I repeat. Okay. So, if we dismiss the entire committee, what happens is, supervisory is not a really key. Okay, what I mean, ingekuwa ni management, wako less than 5, it is ni kama jambo la dharura. We have to deal with it immediately. But because this is supervisory and your Sacco does something called vetting, we can't vote anyone new now. So what happens is, we will now say that the Sacco haina supervisory committee, and then we will now literally announce vacancies. To announce vacancies, people will apply. The election committee will sit down now, vet the people who are coming in as supervisory, and then now we will call an SGM for that. That is what happens. Yes. Have I answered your question? Okay, now back to what we were saying. Yes? Tuekele link. Okay, if you feel like we should dismiss a part of the committee, vote no. Usikubali tutoe yote. Sawa? Mina make sense? Because the link will be, should we dismiss the entire committee? There will be a yes, there will be a no. If you vote no, nita assume unataka tutoe part na si wote. Sawa? And then now we will deal with it from there. In agreement? So the vote that takes the high, ikifika 2/3, yes, ikifika 2/3 of the total members in this meeting, we will now dismiss the entire committee. Ni sawa? Just to note also, I'm informing you that the current chair of Supervisory was retiring and she didn't want to continue with the work. And during vetting, si amesema ameretire nataki kurudishwa, so we have one vacant position. During vetting, Vitalis Nyambu alipita vetting na yeye peke yake ndo alipita. Wa Vitalis ako wapi? Ati oh. So Supervisory.
So this is what happened, Harold. I explained this. In the management committee, 2 people were supposed to retire. In supervisory, 1 person was supposed to retire. In this case, ilikuwa ni chair, the current chair, Monica Ndungu ndiye alikuwa anafaa kuretire. But she was eligible for re-election. Lakini akasema hataki kuendelea. So when we advertised for these positions, 2 members wanted to be part of the supervisory committee. One was Vitalis Nyambu, and there was another one. This other one did not meet the minimum requirements, the minimum, like the 100,000 savings and 10,000 share capital and all those things. This person so was dropped. After being dropped, Vitalis Nyambu remained as the only candidate, and that means he is unopposed, isn't it? So now, coming to these elections now, members expressed reservations, as you are saying, isn't it? What we want to vote now is, do you want to, because you have seen the work they are doing, isn't it? Do you want to dismiss the entire committee, or you can give them another chance, or you can reconstitute? And that's why we want to vote now. We want to vote, do you want to retain the committee as it is, or we do away with the entire committee, we do another election, maybe in the next 1 month or 2. We call for a special AGM, we vote for new team. Let's vote now. Okay, so then we will share the link. So I'm trying to fetch the link.
Imekam through.
Now we vote now. Now we vote now to put more than 2,000.
So I'm sharing the voting link. Let that part be handled by Sindio.
I'm being guided by my boss that this is how we should handle it. Kwanza, because I feel like there's some people who feel like we suspend part of the committee. Sindio? Na kuna wengine wanataka we suspend the entire committee. Tutavote hiyo kwanza. Tupitishe resolution kwa minutes. Tuseme, tumeamua either kuvote out the entire committee or we vote out this person. Na those who are thinking about voting part of the committee, just be aware that the chair is not coming back. Be aware of that. So, okay. So we do that first to create a clear resolution, and then now we will think about the next step after that. Sawa? Is that okay? Yeah. Okay.
Victor, unmute yourself.
Yes, thank you. I have two concerns. One is for members to note that even if we dissolve the entire committee, they are still eligible for re-election, so we can also re-elect them. Another thing is that if we disband the committee, we must be ensured as members that there won't be meetings done outside our knowledge, because no one is there to supervise, and we need to be confirmed about that.
If the members present, more than 2/3 of the members present in this meeting suspend the entire committee, they are not eligible for election. That just to correct you, they are not eligible. You're only eligible for election if you retire. If you retire, we can re-elect you. But if the members suspend you, you cannot be re-elected. What else has she? Oh, amesema that we need a supervisory. Yes, it's true, you need a supervisory. And before we get a supervisory, the cooperative office will be on the watch of this Sacco before we get a supervisory. So be sure, if Madam Catherine is sitting in those board meetings, everything will be okay. So don't worry about that. And we can't elect us. If you suspend them, we can't elect new people here unless they pass through the vetting process. I hope I've answered him. Tunangoja link.
Concern, madam. Yes, I have a concern.
Yes.
I propose, we give them another chance. We give them another chance. Mimi, okay. Mimi me propose namna hiyo.
So as we are waiting for the link, I am also getting concerns from members that at least we should give them a chance. Maybe they have learned their lesson. And
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
About the supervisory chair, you said she's not returning.
Yes.
Means that we are giving another.
Yes.
There's no point of voting this.
Yes.
Yes. Give them another chance. Give them another chance.
Watuambie watakuwa wanafanya hadi kazi.
Do you all agree with what they're saying?
Yes. Yes.
Shida ni watu wako online.
Wao pia watamtamu.
Okay, because we have VSS, can we go now to the nose so that we can now count the nose to subtract the main number? Huh? I can't hear you.
Members still have trust over the supervisory committee. Yes. That's what I'm saying.
So I was saying because okay. So we vote towards that because we have to vote. Yes. We can't decide at yes and then now we decide. We can't do that. So because the link is taking time, I'm just consulting chair here. We can do the WhatsApp polls. No. Yes. We send a poll. Kila mtu aguze mali penye anataka, si ndio? Haya, let him create kwa group so kila mtu aingie online. Ati?
So now, let's agree on what the way to move forward. I will put a question that we either disband the entire. So I'll put a question that we disband the entire MC or SC, Supervisory Committee, njaa imeingia, or we give them a chance. Let us go that way. Sindio? Yes. So that those, either way should get to that, isn't it? Otherwise, status quo. What's happening? So I'm doing it here now. We get up within 1 minute should be done. We move away from this. So the question is, do we give Supervisory Committee a chance to continue? Just say yes or no. Is it? Yes.
How many seconds?
Let's give 2 minutes.
Please be fast.
chairman wa Sacco wetu anafaa kuwe non as a member, because we are seeing some people who are as a members ambao wanamezea ikiti mate waingie pale waanze kutufinyia. So I'm proposing that hii kiti ya chairman ibaki kwa non as a member. Yes. A proposal from me. Yes.
So yeah, it's a good proposal. It's a good proposal. It can happen. It's true, it can happen. But I think kuna agenda mlino tumeruka yenye ikisomwa, they said revised policy and bylaws adoption. Hizo policies, elections and all that, they need to be cooked well, and then now we comment before tuzipitishe. Yes, so it's a good proposal. Tuko sawa? Aya, nipigeni makofi. Asante.
It's been a long day, isn't it? No. We will discuss in the special AGM. So I want to give this time to Tony Chen to speak to us, and maybe we'll pick one or two things and for the reasons why he wants to take a rest.
I know we are stomach-wise we are not that good, and I would want to make it brief. Sindio. To the chair, the credit cooperative officer, all other board members and members at large, good afternoon. So we've served the Sacco since inception, and it's been a good journey with your support. And I want to say that serving in this capacity has been both responsibility and an honor. This decision was not, I didn't arrive at this due to the recent development, but I'm about to embark on a journey in my life that is going to affect my commitment in the Sacco. So I made a special request to the management committee that they allow me step down for this particular period, because the other journey is a bit tasking, and I may not deliver as I've done before. But I want to put it that the credit committee has done well. We've grown from a point where the treasurer was carrying cash or even having some money in the bank. We developed a system, and I believe we also need to train some of us so that they take up these roles. But it is my request that if members allow, that I take a break for this period so that I complete the other journey, then maybe we see the future in relation to Kenasa Sacco. With those few remarks, I humbly ask all the members and the management, entire board, to accept this request. Thank you.
Yeah, I want to say that yes, Tony discussed with us at length. I'm sure he has not mentioned a lot of things. There are really fundamental issues on a personal level that we also felt, okay, if that's the case, then I think we can allow you to go and rest. I'm sure when things align, you will come back. So I'm sure it's not a good day for us. It was a silence in that room, but along the way you learn to say, okay, it has happened, isn't it? Yeah, kuna kitu anashughulikia yenye ni very personal, yenye itamchukua muda sana kuhandle, okay? So there's something small left, only 2 items. One, there's something she has not touched on elections, and then there are gifts here, then we close.
So we forgot to adopt the people that are coming in the management and supervisory. So I'll just get a proposer and a seconder for each person. Sawa? There is Olive proposer for minutes. Unaniambia jina? Good. Seconder? Frederick proposer. Oh, sorry. Sylvia. Umechukua wawili. Secretary. Just oh, so okay. Sawa. Sylvia. Sylvia proposer.
Yeah? She saved 424,000. Hiyo ni number 1. Hiyo ni number 1 424. I'll read the amounts. So let me just read the. Then number 2, Caroline Mora. Is she here? Someone to collect for her on behalf? Yes, come. Wanasema Elias ndio anamjua zaidi. So Elias, please come and collect the gifts. Caroline Mora. Oh, wamechange katiba. Just come. Yes, that is it. Caroline. Naambia niweke fingerprint yako. I will mention the amount later. Number 1. Winnie Mwango. Winnie Mwango, is Winnie here? I have not seen her. Someone, yeah, you can collect for her. Na Olive, you take note wale wamechukulia mwingine. So we had 2 categories. There is the support staff category. The best pro, we will do that next year. Number 3 is Charity Wanjiru. Charity Wanjiru, number 3. Yeah, support staff category now. Someone to.
Our suggestion.
Yes.
Try to distinguish between men and ladies. How do I pick up?
Point taken. Aya number 2. We have Olympia Diana. She's here. Olympia, chap. We have no time now. Number 1, Alice Rono. Is Alice here? I don't think I've seen her. So I also mentioned that we were to honor our founding members. So I'll read the names. We will give them a certificate, a notebook, and a water bottle.
To answer forex.
So we considered those the founding members who are still active members now. They are our founding members who did not continue, who dropped along the way. So those ones we were not considered on this. I will read the names. Elsie Omoyo. Yeah, she will get a certificate and the things I've said. Shem Makama. Emily Kogo. Haron Bosire. Masi Wambua. Is Masi Wambua here? Jacqueline Mwende. Jacqueline Mwende. Susan Kipruto. Jonah Munguti. We have Dolphin kama waka kando. Dolphin Tabita. Cecilia Waithera. Frederick Mochama. Janet Murugi. Janet Murugi. Francis Nyaga. Ni wewe. David Munge. Beatrice Mutinda. Peter Ndungu. Nicholas Mwau, nimemwona hapa. Agrifina Kimonde. Leonardo Uko. Caroline Mora. Caroline Mora is a founding member. Yes, ask her. Benson Gisa. Rispa Mwendwa. Sarah Waweru. Lilian Namiti. Valentine Nyawera. Tony Ochieng. Josephat Koech. Bernard Kinyanjui. And yours truly, Eric Isaboke.
Janet Murugi ako ndani. Janet na ya Dolphin. Mase Wambua.
Hello. We started with a word of prayer. Let's have someone close with a word of prayer. Tuende kukula. Iko maneno. So we have a small gift to the cooperative officer and Maureen Chepkore. Then there will be cake cutting. Yeah? Cake cutting. Cake ikuja hapo. So as we are waiting for cake cutting, Sylvia and Olive, Mochama and Vitalis. Mkuje huku.
I need to take a photo.
Ama tuambie members walivoka.
Yeah, next time unaekelea mzika kwa meza pa.
Sawa. Kuna hapa. Elsie and Chepkole, come forward.
Tanisha hivi.
Sylvia, what do you mean you're founding member? Sylvia.
Good afternoon. Okay. First of all, I'd like to give thanks to the Almighty for giving us this opportunity to come here. Juu si rahisi, si ndio? Yeah. na pia ningependa kutoa shukrani zangu za dhati kwenu. Ningependa tusaidiane. Sumeona kazi si rahisi. Yes, so tusaidiane tupeleke Sacco yetu mbele. Sawa sawa. Asanteni. I'm Vitalis again. From Malindi.
Malindi?
Yeah.
Hautaogelea usafi. Haiko sawa gani? Iko sawa.
Sylvia kindly.
I am Sylvia Nanjala Nyanja, incoming member, Kenasa Management Committee member. I just want to say thank you for trusting in me, and I would also like to pledge my readiness to serve with integrity, vision, and commitment. Thank you. You have given me work. I'm ready to work. I'm able. Thank you so much.
Mnataka kura mkifika hapa mnanyamaza. Kiliva kwa
ameenda kuandalia chakula.
Asipika ananyamaza bana. Sylvia, make us proud.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Olive. I'm not the current secretary to the board since committee imevunjwa, but I'm very grateful. Nitataja watu kidogo, but nikosa kukutaja, I still appreciate you. My people, Kina Bento, Wamadha, Kech, Ernest, you people have been doing a very good job, and I really appreciate. I don't take it for granted, and we are here to receive feedback. We are here to do the work. So whatever the members want, please communicate. So thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Good evening, members. Nitaanza wapi? But first of all, let me thank God and also you, being one of the founding supervisory member. We have seen a lot, and also we commit that your concerns are heard, and also what you actually your opinion also matters. Otherwise, we are grateful for this another opportunity to serve you, and we look forward to being with you. Thank you.
So thank you, Bwana Koech. We are in our last, this is the last event, cake cutting, isn't it? So I'll leave this thing to ladies. Wananiambia sijui kushika kisu vizuri. So I'll ask Maureen, where is Maureen? To come forward. So that together with Elsie here, Lillian should be here, together with Madam Wester here. You cut the cake for us as we close this meeting. So does it look good?
Yes.
Okay. Tungepeana mbili. So
DJ, uko na muziki ya keki? Can you sing for them as they cut? Kata keki kata. Kata keki kata. Kata usiogope. Kata kata. Kata keki kata. Kata usiogope. Kata keki si ugali bana.
Acha nitoke mpige picha. Nitoroke sasa kutoka hapa acha nifike. Mori.
Yes.
Tumeona mkono wake Bwana. Mengi mazuri tumeyaona, Mungu umetenda, ni kweli wewe uweza. Ulitamka vitu vikawa, neno tulatosha, ukisema umetenda. Watumishi wako umewapa yote waombayo, ikiwa umependezwa. Walo hakuna wa kulipinga, hakika wewe ni Mungu wa vyote. Unatawala dunia na vilivyomo, makuu umeyatenda.